Did you know, in Australia, 53% of households own a cat or a dog? A recent survey showed that Australians really love their pets and spoil them by spending thousands of dollars to keep them healthy, groomed, well-fed and happy. In the course of a dog's life, the average Australian will spend more than $25,000, not including the purchase price of the animal. Australians love their pets to look good and send them to the salon to get glamoured up. We're going to show you how much love and care goes into making your pets look beautiful as we visit Jenny, a nationally renowned dog groomer. Jenny owns Pet Design, a successful grooming business with 3 salons in Sydney. She grooms mostly dogs and occasionally cats. Being a dog groomer is a labour of love, requiring skill, dedication and a deep love for animals.
Dog groomer makes the dog look better than what it is. It gives the owner pride and it makes the dog feel good because we actually are helping the skin and looking after the health of the dog as well. My clients are people who are dog lovers, who have dogs with hair that needs to be cut. We have some people here with short-haired dogs who just want their dogs bathed, but the majority are small, fluffy dogs.
Joe tells us there is no formal education in Australia to qualify as a dog groomer other than on-the-job training. Because of the lack of formal training, it's hard to find staff required to run a high-quality grooming business. Despite the many challenges Jenny has faced, she has still managed to build up a successful business. The secret? Cash flow and training.
I'm an ex-school teacher and training is everything to me, and since there's no formalised training in Australia, I believe it's a cadetship. I don't believe it's a 3-month course. So what I do is I take my people on and train them up. And when you train them up, you want to hang on to them. And the only way to hang on to them is to give them work, and the only way to give them work is to open salons.
When the customers bring in their dog, Jenny and her team will try and understand exactly what style of cut the customer is looking for.
The very first thing you have to do is you have to talk to the owner. So the owner has a specific idea of what they want their dogs to look like. So our job is to extract that information to try and make it look the way they want. The clients that have never had dogs before and come in and say, could you do a clip that would suit my dog? That's different. That's then we look at the dog's shape and we try and make the clip suit the dog.
Jenny points out that some customers are unaware of the health issues that their dogs have, such as fleas, matted hair, allergies and eczema. Many dogs, like Basil, have long hair and plenty of matted hair, which has to be gently removed, as Joe explains.
This is Basil. Basil's just getting a bath and brush today. He had quite a few mats underneath, so we had to clip them out. Mats sort of, it's knotting of the hair very close to the skin that it takes a long time to get out, and sometimes if it's too close to the skin we have to clip it out, otherwise it can be very painful for the dog. So you do get dogs that are quite stressed and nervous just because they're away from their owners, they're in a different situation, different environment, and yeah, they can be hard, but other times you get dogs like Basil and they're really good and they just sit there. So yeah, it is a hard job, it's very physical, but you know, it's worth it in the end if you really enjoy working with animals. When the dog has fleas, they can pick up basically just one egg, and that can start a chain reaction that can last up to who knows how long.
The poodle is a common visitor to the salon. History shows us that the poodle has long been a close friend of man, as is shown by their appearance on ancient Roman coins as far back as 30 AD. People loved poodles not only for their wonderful temperament, but because their hair is reputed to be hypoallergenic and can be styled in many different ways. This particular poodle's cut starts with the paws and face being shaved. This is followed by scissors and brushing. Some owners tie up the hair to protect it and let it grow long. Once the cut is complete, it's off to the bath and then a blow dry.
There's actually about 122 recognised poodle clips in a salon, there's really 3, and that's all. But I tell our clients there's one basic clip for every breed and 100 variations, and I think we know most of them.
The lamb clip's generally a shorter body and longer legs, and they've got a shaved face and shaved feet. And the kennel cut is pretty much the one length all over the body and the legs. And we do shaved feet and shaved face, and both of them have the top knots, which are sort of the big bulky bit on the head.
Groomers need some special tools to create their magic. Hair dryers are an important tool. The groomers have an assortment of dryers, including a high-velocity blaster.
High velocity blaster, which tends to be used for big dogs or dogs with a lot of hair. The secret is if dogs have a short coat, you can put it close to the skin and you can just run it up and down and it will literally blow the water out. But on this dog, if I put it close to the skin, then what will happen is the hair will tangle and become really big knots. So by putting it away, what it does is it blasts the water out, but it keeps the hair straight. The idea is to dry the shorter hair first to make that straight, because if you dry it last, it doesn't curve. So you dry each section according to the length of hair. So the idea is to dry that first, then dry the legs, because that's the shorter hair. Then dry the front legs, and then you dry the back. Now the idea is so that the hair won't break and that it won't get dirty. And you need to take this off every week and brush the hair out, and some people do it every couple of days. But what it does is it gets the hair out of the dog's mouth, out of the dog's eyes, and stops it from being dirty and stops it from breaking.
Pet Design have some star clientele. Emma is the offspring of a multinational champion.
He's one of the best dogs over in Europe, and she was the last litter that was born to him before he went overseas. The other thing too that's special about Emma is one of the girls here won the national poodle competition in one of the categories 2 years ago, and she was the dog that she used. And she's just a sweet dog, you know. She produced beautiful puppies, and we're very proud of her. The dogs love the attention. The dogs love the cuddles and the cleanness, and when they go home they're allowed, say on the bed where they were never allowed before, or they're allowed, you know, into other rooms of the house because they're all clean and cuddly, and they love people giving them treats, and they love people coming up to them and patting them and going, "Aren't you beautiful?" And there's nothing better than a really well-groomed dog that looks beautiful on the street. And you usually find people who have pets are lovely people, and they're very kind and they're very caring. You know, pets bring the best out of you. They're just, it's unconditional love, and that's what people need, and pets give it.
Pet groomers are special people who love and care about animals. In the wrong hands, a grooming session for a dog would be a nightmare. The fact that we see these dogs relaxed, happy and enjoying their grooming is a testament to the caliber of Jenny and her team. Jenny is a pillar in this community of dog groomers as she strives to grow the grooming skill by providing training and cadetship to those who want to become groomers.
Well, there were actually 2 little Cavaliers, and their owners lived down the road, and I was driving up to work one day early in the morning, and the next thing I know, I look up and I see these 2 little Cavaliers coming towards me. So I opened the door and in they came, and then I opened the crate door and in they went, and they sat there and they were just wagging their tails. I got one of them out and I checked his collar, and I found out it was a very good client, and I recognised the dogs but I forgot their names, and I looked and I thought, oh no, you know, they've got away. So I rang up the owner, and there was a young girl there, and apparently the owners were at work, and she was looking after the dogs. And I said to her, look, where are your dogs? And she said, oh, they're in the backyard. And I said, I think you better go and have a really good look. And then when you find that they're not there, go and find out where they got out. And when you fix that, come up and pick them up because they're up here. So I hung up. Anyway, next thing I know, she comes flying up the road in here. And she said that she couldn't find out where they got out, but what she thinks was somebody came to the house and opened the door and out they went, so they took themselves off up here. I've never laughed so much. That was one of the funniest things I've ever seen.